Welcome back to Heritage Park. My name is Tyler Phillips, Recreation Coordinator here at this facility. One of the things I wanted to show you guys today was the Kolb Ranch House. Now the Kolb family has been in this area for a really long time, since the late 1800s, and they were one of the longest running ranching families in the area. Now the house that they built behind us is a 1910 craftsman style bungalow. So it's really cool to kind of go inside and take a look at what the lifestyle was like in Dublin and in its area for a long time. Follow me. Welcome inside the Kolb house. It's a pretty neat house and it's a lot of fun to take people through. But if you look around, we got a lot of really cool, old, interesting things here. The reason we're going to start this quick little tour in the back of the house is we know that the Kolb family always came in through the back porch of the house. This is actually where they'd enter, and it was kind of their mudroom, so they kick off their muddy shoes after being on the farm and the ranch and come through this way. We also have learned that this is actually where the family spent a lot of its time because they did a ton of prep with vegetables and everything that came off of the farm. We have some stuff on display that shows the preservation that would happen and the pickling, because that's how our ranching families would survive throughout the winters, is pickling and preserving their food. But a lot of work would happen in this part of the house, and this is where we've learned that the family spends a lot of time. But follow me, we'll take a look at the rest of the house. So as we move off of the back porch, we're going to head into the kitchen here. Now the kitchen is one of the only houses in the room that the family actually did some updates to. A lot of what we see in this house is original from when the family was here in the early 1900s. But the kitchen was actually redone right after World War II. So they got the updated aluminum sinks, down to the Formica countertops, even the linoleum floor, which was becoming popular in the late 40s. So this room was actually updated a little after World War II. Even they got the electric stove in here instead of the old wood burner, and you can actually kind of see some of the old leftover pipes from the wood burning stoves. So pretty interesting to see. If you come and visit, we also have a lot of photos up on the wall of the city at the time. But let's keep moving our tour along. Okay, now that we're in the dining room, you can really start to see that arts and crafts style part of the home come through. If you take a look at the cabinets, everything is built in. And if you actually kind of gaze around the room from the molding going around the side, the chair plate or the chair racks going on the walls, the arts and crafts style is very much known for being very practical. And that was largely because a lot of these rural families out here didn't have stores to go buy a bunch of furniture at, so they had to be very practical with their stuff. But beautifully done. You can see all the inlet. There's a glass collection behind us. That was Wilhelmina Kolb and Elsie Kolb's collection. A lot of it came from Europe and Germany. This room was actually largely used for formal dinners. We've heard from the family that they weren't out here a whole lot, but they did like to host families coming over, especially on the weekends, and they spent a lot of time in here. So let's move over to the living room and take a look at that. So the living room was kind of the same thing. It was a little bit more formal. The Kolb family, after a long, hard day, growing up through the early 1900s and the 20s and 30s, there wasn't TV or anything back then, so they had a lot of things with music that were going on, books, pianos. This was a time or a space that the family would sit down together and kind of go over what happened on the day. Now, if we move over this way to the house, we'll also notice some more of the built-in features. That was very significant to the arts and crafts. And you can see the custom-made blue tiles on the fireplace. Those are original to the house. Even if you look around and if you notice the wood molding and everything above our heads, all original with the house, even the diamond-plated lead glass windows. So coming into this room, we have learned actually this pocket door was almost never open. It was always shut, because this is actually the room back here that was kind of the main master bedroom. Now, if we can kind of take a quick look at the wall, I'll introduce you to some of the Kolb family members that we know. Up top is George and Wilhelmina Kolb. They're kind of the matriarch and patriarch of the Kolb family in this area. And they're the ones who are responsible for getting this house built. Now, they had two sons, Harold and Edwin. So Harold's in this photo way over here in the corner, and Edwin's on this side over here. And that was the family that moved into this house. Now, Edwin and Harold both grew up. Edwin actually got married to Pauline, served in World War I, and actually became one of the operators of the general store right across the street. Harold, however, married Elsie, and we're going to come over this wall. So here's Harold and Elsie. Now, Harold and Elsie ended up moving into this house and raised their family here as well. So then their family, growing up, they had 3 kids, Donna, Bill, and Carol. And those are the ones that we were in contact with when we got this house going. Especially Carol, she's the surviving member of the Kolb family. So, but we do know that this was Harold and Elsie's bedroom when they were growing up. This is actually the original bed, and actually some of their stuff in here all the way down to the sewing machine. We know that Elsie was very crafty and very good at sewing. She was a great seamstress. And yeah, a lot would happen. So this room is actually used as different things depending on what decade we're talking about, but largely as the master bedroom. So let's head out this way. We're going to go into the hall. Now, cool thing about this house, a lot of people don't realize it when you walk by if you're out in the park, it's actually 2 stories. So let's go upstairs real quick. Okay, now we're upstairs in kind of the attic space. Now the attic was mostly just that when the family is here, just used mostly for storage. There were some times throughout the year that we've learned that some people would stay up here used as a bedroom. What we're using it for now though is kind of displaying what the different phases, especially with the girls, Donna and Carol, was like as they were growing up. So you can take a look around, and we kind of have the nursery style set up here. So you can see some of Donna and Carol's doll collection, cribs, bassinets, even high chairs that were used, all the way down to this very, very old wash tub. And behind me on this side would have been, is more of a representation of the girls in their teenage years. So we have prom dresses from Donna and Carol all the way down to the original bed. So you can kind of get an idea of what kind of things that they had growing up. So like I said, this space wasn't typically used as a bedroom space. We've kind of set it up that way so it's a little bit easier to see everything. It was used mostly as a storage space, and if you kind of take a peek around this corner here, you can even see a little bit more storage space as we come across. It's a neat little room, kind of fun to see the bare wood and kind of you can see the structure of the house. We have some of Bill. So Bill was Donna and Carol's brother. Some of his old stuff is still remaining up here in the attic. And we have learned that at some points in time that Bill actually used this as an office because we got this great window over here that would be able to look out onto the farm. Okay, now we're back downstairs in the hallway area. And there's one other room I want to show you, and that's Bill's bedroom. So we're going to head over here. Now, Bill Kolb was in this house his entire life, all the way up till 2006. So that's when we have a lot of his things still left around. But if you kind of take a look, you can see that he was very much into that rancher-farmer lifestyle, and he played a big, big role in the ranching community out here in Dublin for many, many years. So we can see a lot of his stuff still around. Him and his family have been very generous in helping preserve and retell the story of Dublin and that ranching lifestyle. Hope everyone had a great time taking a look at the house. If you want some more detail, feel free to come and talk with me. See you then.